I'm Dr. Antenucci. I started my career in dentistry in the Air Force, where I helped our military personnel get healthy and stay healthy. From there, I built a successful practice in Huntington, New York, and later as a teacher, lecturer, and author, I shared my knowledge and experience with students and fellow healthcare professionals. And now my journey's taken me here to explore the world of health, wellness, diet, fitness, and nutrition, as together we discover and find the good life. Fresh air. What is it about fresh air that invigorates us and makes us feel so good? Helen Keller, who relied on her senses of touch and smell, once said, "I could never stay long enough on the shore. The tang of the untainted, fresh, and free sea air was like a cool, quieting thought." Standing on the shore, deprived of sight and hearing, she was invigorated by the smell and sensations that washed over her. So what is it about fresh air that has this effect on all of us? This isn't just emotional or philosophical. Our genes cry out saying something damn good is happening here. Hormones are released, pathways are open, because our bodies know. And our bodies respond when the air is dirty. Unfortunately, most of the air we breathe isn't clean. Most of us don't realize the most danger we face is from impure air inside of our own homes. Our air conditioning and heating systems basically just recirculate stale air that's filled with chemicals, odors, pollen, dust, insect parts, mold, pet hair, bacteria, virus, and all other disgusting particles that irritate our lungs and make us sick. So today's show, we're going to focus on clean air, what it means at home, at work, and for our health. My first guest is Dr. Jagdish Kubchandani. Dr. Kubchandani is a professor of health sciences and a statistician at Ball State University in Indiana. He's co-authored more than 150 research articles with an emphasis on global health and social epidemiology. Dr. Kubchandani, it's my honor to have you on the show with me today. I hope you're safe and well during these crazy, unprecedented times.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and I wish you the same.
I'd like to spend this time together gaining an understanding of the importance of clean air for our health and well-being. And so for the moment, let's put aside talk of COVID-19 and viruses aside. I'd like to begin having you speak to us as if we don't know a thing about the subject of air purification and clean air.
Okay. I'm glad we talk about air quality. Maybe we should start looking at indoor environment as a broader term. So it would include air, germs, physical structures, smells, temperature, humidity. Because air quality itself does not exist alone. It depends on a number of factors. So earlier we used to look at chemicals and pollutants, but now the term has become broader. So it does include a variety of things that surround us. So right now, in my case, I have some light here, humidity. There's some structures lying around. Then I have sanitizers, the wall plug-in for perfume, and all those constitute indoor environment. And they have a profound impact on what we are breathing, how we are breathing, and the quality of life that we live.
So what would you define as unclean air?
Unclean air, first, there's the natural composition of our air around us that's planet-wide. So it has nitrogen, oxygen to a certain extent. And over the period of years in this century, we have seen a lot more industrialization. So now we are looking at new chemicals in the air beyond oxygen, nitrogen. So the national air quality standards monitor ozone, particles, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide. And those are being monitored because they have specific human health effects, like cancers, breathing difficulty, headaches. So, those have to be monitored and brought back to a level where they don't damage health. And that's how we continue to look at air quality. And then we also look at indoor air quality in terms of, what's the temperature of the air, what humidity are we surviving on. Mostly because now all of us are indoors. We have to look at, are we breathing the same air again and again, which has the home perfume, home sanitizer particles, and then unvented stove cooking particles. And those all constitute our air quality.
So do cooking particles, for example, the odors from them and the particulates in them, are they potentially harmful to people?
Not in the short term. In the short term, so again with air quality, the effects can be defined as short term and long term. In the short term, if you breathe the same air after cooking using the hand sanitizer or have pets at home, and you're breathing the same air again and again, short term effect is headache, irritation, burning of eyes, breathing difficulty. In the long term, people may end up having severe respiratory diseases, cancers, heart disease.
Dr. Kubchandani, I have more to ask you, but can you stay with us throughout the break?
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you so much. We'll be right back.
Over 70 years of experience in heart and aviation, the members of the Association of Flight Attendants know the realities of the aircraft cabin better than anyone. We don't just serve drinks, we save lives. We don't just negotiate contracts, we move major policy issues like the smoking ban, no knives on planes, clean water, and safe food on board. The air we breathe matters, and we stop the spraying of poisonous pesticides. The Association of Flight Attendants, stronger together, better together.
We're back now with Dr. Jagdish Kubchandani, Professor of Health Science and a statistician at Ball State University in Indiana. Thank you again for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Is there a difference between healthy air outdoors and healthy air in the workplace, school, and home?
Yes, outdoors there's clear classification. We look at oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, ozone. And there's a limit to what is being monitored, what is being evaluated. And it's generally much healthier now because we are indoors and most people.
So then I guess there are differences then between the impurities that would be in a home versus a work environment or school, depending on what you're producing at the workplace or what's going on at the school, right?
Right. Yes, and despite the overlap between outdoor and indoor climates have far more threats. More so because we are locked down now. Average American home is more than 10 years old. Also because an average American spends 8 hours
Wow.
indoors in their work time. And generally, we don't keep those in view when we talk of air quality. So indoor air climate, in my view, is far more complicated.
Wow, this is great information. Thank you so much for joining us. You've been a wealth of information. We'll be right back. Welcome back. My next guest is Charlie Waddell. He's an expert in the area of air purification systems and the founder of Global Plasma Solutions, whose air purification systems are used in the White House, Google, Harvard, and many major hospitals. Charlie, it's great to have you on the show today during these unprecedented times.
Thanks, great to be here.
Tell us about yourself and about Global Plasma Solutions.
Sure. So I founded Global Plasma Solutions in 2008, and that's when I realized there was a real need and opportunity to improve the indoor environment, where now we're spending most of our time, especially with everyone in quarantine. Particularly before the COVID-19 outbreak, the average person hasn't always appreciated how easy it is for the pathogens and viruses to spread through the air. And now I think everybody's becoming more educated about how this is occurring and the need to do more with their air purification systems, as well as personal masks and things of that nature. So we now, with Global Plasma, have 30 patents and over 150,000 installations worldwide. And simply our mission is to deliver healthy air and a safe environment for everybody.
So you've been doing this a long time. How'd you get interested in air purification to start with?
By education, I'm an electrical engineer, and I've always been interested in electronics. As a teenager, I was always taking stuff apart to see how it works. I know it drove my parents crazy because it didn't always go back together the way it came apart. And my second job out of college took me out of the medical imaging equipment world and brought me into the HVAC industry. And that's really where I found my passion for the indoor air quality and filtration market.
So before the days of COVID-19, what invisible enemies were you fighting? What were you going after?
We were really combating other types of virus, mold spores and bacteria, particles in the air. There's a wide range of contaminants always in the air, and our technology was really going after those. So in any given indoor environment, there's countless numbers of particles, pathogens that are known to have very adverse effects on our health, which could also lead to chronic health issues over time. These particles that are out there often carry virus and bacteria. That seems to be the transport mechanism for some of these contaminants. And as they're suspended, they're in the air for somebody to walk through and breathe it in, and that's when somebody could possibly become infected from that type of inhalation of the virus.
So you said something really important before, that people now are becoming so much more aware of viruses and particles and pathogens in the air. How would you, I bet nobody really thinks of the air quality in their home or their workplace. How would you rate the air quality in the average workplace in the States?
The average workplace, the air quality is mediocre at best, but I do believe because of all of the news talking about indoor air quality and what you need to do to help provide better air quality, that's going to change in the very near future. As well as people coming back to work, they're going to want to have better air quality to come back to. So while buildings must be designed to national standards, once these buildings are constructed and occupied, the method in which that they're operated and maintained will vary significantly from their intended design. So for the sake of energy savings, indoor air quality is often compromised by using less ventilation air in these buildings. And also the maintenance is sometimes really not there to control the systems properly. So the best designs can have some of the worst operations out there depending on who's operating those buildings. There's not. A few states have adopted now the closest to an air quality standard is to bring in outside air to try to dilute contaminants in the space, because buildings are becoming tighter and tighter with no infiltration of the outside air. And for that reason, we're bringing in a lot of outside air now, especially in commercial buildings, to try to dilute these contaminants. But residentially, those same standards haven't been there. And unfortunately, they don't have outside air in the homes. And a lot of homeowners will use low efficiency type filters, which are great at catching large debris, but they don't remove the particles that could trigger asthma and allergies within the space. And also the filters, even if you put a great filter in your home, if you don't leave your fans operating, without airflow, the filters cannot do their job.
It doesn't matter. Right. So give us the non-engineer's explanation of how your technology works.
I'll tell people to sum it up best. We remember the acronym POAP: particle reduction, odor reduction, pathogen reduction, and energy savings. Now, in a residential setting, it's not about energy savings. We're not reducing your ventilation requirements, but commercially, it's certainly going to be the case. So from particle reduction standpoints, the technology makes the particles in the air clump together and grow larger. Think of it like a snowball effect. And so as the snowballs get larger, the airflow in the system can push against that snowball and push it back to your filter to be captured. And the same would be true for the virus or the bacteria that's taking a ride on those larger particles. At the same time, we're bringing them to the filter to be captured. We're also deactivating or inactivating those virus and pathogens out in the space with the technology. So our systems can effectively reduce the allergy and asthma triggering particles and control the virus and bacteria in the space.
Well, I want to thank you so much for your time. And where can our viewers learn more about your company and your products?
You can go to our website, globalplasmasolutions.com. Particularly if you're a building owner or facility manager, our website has a wealth of information, and it can be a great resource for anybody to figure out how to deliver a cleaner and safer indoor environment for yourself as well as your family and employees.
Now more than ever, it's important to boost our physical and emotional well-being. So here with some ideas is lifestyle and consumer trends expert, Marilee Kern. Hi, Marilee.
Hey there. Yes, first you can conveniently and economically ignite your immune system with Limonera's Fresh Focus delivery service, which ships health-boosting lemons and oranges straight to your home or office. Lemons and oranges are loaded with vitamin C and zinc, which help the immune system heal, repair, and adapt to new threats and conditions, protecting the body from disease. Deficiencies impair immunity and increase illness susceptibility. Visit freshfocusdelivery.com for more. And next, I want to tell you about DeRose Meditation. Mindfulness and meditation can help enhance focus and emotional stability, helping people better handle times of uncertainty and change. These days, it's important to have a clear mind, inner strength, and manage daily stress to improve overall wellness. DeRose Meditation gives everyone real-time access to interactive classes and workshops at home, providing personalized collaborative sessions with world-class teachers. Visit DeRoseMeditation.com for more and learn more about both of today's fab finds at theluxlist.com.
Thank you, Marilee.
Hello, I'm Mike Lyndell. You know me as the My Pillow guy, but what you might not know is my story. I've spent years writing my memoir, and it's finally done. Before this terrible pandemic came upon us, I had already wrote I dedicate this book to anyone looking for hope. Well, right now we're all looking for hope. And I've always used mathematics to prove that God exists. In our lives, we've had things happen that are 1 in a million or a 1 in a billion, or we might say that's impossible. Well, when do we say it all has to be a miracle? My life has been like living inside of a movie, and in my book, I have pictures that are gonna validate everything that you're gonna read. I believe that my story is gonna bring inspiration and hope to everyone. By the time you're done reading my book, you will believe that with God, all things are possible.
Mike spent the last 7 years writing his book to share his life story. In this difficult time we are in, Mike's book will bring much needed inspiration and hope to everyone who reads it.
But now the game was over. The house had won. I was gonna die right here on this deserted street, a small item in the news. American tourist goes missing in Mexico.
Call now or visit mypillow.com to purchase What Are the Odds from Crack Addict to CEO. Enter the promo code and you'll receive free shipping. Mike will also include a free $25 MyPillow gift card. Mike shares his incredible story of addiction, divine intervention, and hope. In his new memoir, What Are the Odds? From Crack Addict to CEO, learn how Mike's 14 near-death experiences and heavy crack addiction led him from a place of total darkness into the light. Mike's personal stories of transformation remind us that with faith, all things are possible. Call now or visit mypillow.com to purchase What Are the Odds? From Crack Addict to CEO. Enter the promo code and you'll receive free shipping. Mike will also include a free $25 MyPillow gift card.
Welcome back. My next guest is Anthony Pereira, the founder of Air Pros USA. Anthony's an expert in HVAC systems, or heating, ventilation, and cooling for homes and for workplaces. And he's been using UV light as part of his systems for cleaner air well before the COVID crisis. Anthony, it's great to have you on the show today. Tell us what was behind the founding of Air Pros.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate that. I'm a serial entrepreneur. My dad's been in HVAC since 1981. I started my first business when I was 19. Air Pros came out of the need for providing great customer quality and service. And we founded the company in 2017 with one truck in Davie, Florida. Today we now have 150 trucks in 10 different offices with over 250 employees in 4 states. So our core values behind us on the wall: our customers are our business, and we truly strive to always perform.
And what you have that's really pertinent today, and that's a little bit different than most systems that I hear of or think about, is that you have UV light added to the systems. What does UV light have to do with killing germs?
Yeah, so UV light technology has been around for a very long time. So UV light has been proven effective to kill about 90 to 99% of surface-borne bacteria and viruses. So we install UV lights above coils and air plenums and duct systems to really kind of attack the surface-borne and airborne bacteria and viruses. So the UV light technology we've been using since we started, and it's become obviously more prevalent now because of the COVID crisis. But UV lights are a great way to keep the airflow in your home super clean, and we call them sanitized.
So how long does a virus particle have to be in contact with UV light for it to be made ineffective or non-vital?
Yeah, so I mean, from our research and our technology that we install, different brands, different various levels of UV light filtration in homes. They start from hospital grade filtration. We do full duct ionizers. We have the UV lights that just go above the plenums. But UV lights typically need a good probably 48 to 72 hours to really kind of take effect on the surface-borne bacteria. Because think about it, inside of an AC system, you have cold, wet spaces, dark spaces. What tends to grow there? Bacteria. So UV light's been proven super effective in that sense.
So your systems will suck in the air through the house and bring it through whatever filtration that house that you have in that part, and then it'll pass through the light after that?
Yeah, so actually the light usually sits on top of the coil. So as air flows through the house, and the coil condenses, obviously the cool air and blows it up through your plenum or your supply. That's where the UV light typically is first installed. That's the first kind of attack point we usually put them on. Then from there we have in-duct UV lights, in-duct filtration, in-duct ionizers. But yeah, so as the air is coming across the coil, the UV light's attacking it as it goes across the coil, so it keeps the coil really sanitized. But if you ever open up the UV panel, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No. How many systems do you have installed in the field?
hundreds, if not thousands, across the country. We service, between 400 and 500
Really?
homes a day. Yeah, so we're installing them every day. So it's a constant need.
And I read that you're so convinced of the efficacy of this technology that you made an offer to install a number of these free in your service area for teachers conducting classes from their homes in recognition of their hard work during this.
That is 100% correct. Yeah, so we feel that, as teachers are home right now and doing distance learning, I'm a father myself with 2 small kids, so I know the importance of taking care of our teachers, as well as all the other, frontline workers, doctors, nurses, all that kind of stuff. But specifically teachers for us, hit a soft spot in my heart. So we want to make sure that as teachers are home, when they do eventually go back, they are breathing clean, fresh, quality air. So it's super important for us.
Wow. This is great information. Where can our viewers learn more about you and about the services your company offers?
Perfect. Yeah, they can head to airprosusa.com. We have a full blog article on UV lights and what the benefits they provide to the customers' houses. Check us out at airprosusa.com.
Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and I wish you the best. That's a great thing you're doing with the teachers.
Great being here. Thank you again.
Season after season, year after year, customers have found that when it comes to replacing their windows, there is only one company to call, Renewal by Andersen. Call 1-800-468-9503 now. So what makes Renewal by Andersen so good? Fibrex material, an innovative composite material exclusive to Andersen that provides strength and durability, far surpassing vinyl. In fact, it won't warp or bow over time like vinyl does. Get the window replacement solution proven to stand the test of time, plus the peace of mind that comes from a superior service experience. That's Renewal by Andersen. Call 1-800-468-9503 today and get 20% off your entire order with this exclusive TV offer. Again, that's 800-468-9503 for 20% off. Plus, get no money down, no interest, and no monthly payments for 12 months. Renewal by Andersen, the better way to a better window. Call 1-800-468-9503 now.
Prior to being forced to shelter at home by this crisis, I never really gave much thought to the quality of the indoor air that I breathe. I know how I feel outside on a low humidity, high air pressure day when the skies are clear and blue, but I always took indoor air for granted. My eyes were opened wide when I had to think about my own workplace, my dental office. I realized that I had to think not only about the universal issues of stale indoor air like pollen, dust mites, skin particles, mildew, and dental office odors from medicines and chemicals that we use, but now I have to give serious thought to particles as small as 0.124 microns. So what did I do in my office? I acknowledged the problem and solved it. I had my HVAC system retrofitted to scrub the air with a combination of HEPA filters that remove the majority of the tiniest particles, with UV light, as well as a component that ionizes and scrubs the air. And finally, I have vacuum units in our treatment areas that suck in the air and HEPA filter it before it's exhausted into the room itself. So I can breathe easy in my office, and I'll do the same in my home with a central unit. I hope this episode is an eye-opener for you. Clean air is an essential part of health and wellness, and I want all of you to breathe easier. And join us next time in Finding the Good Life.